Welcome to my channel, where Op takes back control by stealing his parking spot. My ex is going to be my neighbor, so my ex, we'll call him Matt, and I were together for over a decade. We got engaged 5 years ago. I found out earlier this year that he had cheated on me over 2 years ago and has continued to, with her, and another woman. So we broke up. We've been living together since, and it has been hell. I decided I couldn't do it anymore and found a place to move to and will leave early. My lease ends in August, but I toured apartments for a month and found a place I really like and signed a lease last week. I'm so excited to finally have my own space. Well, he asks where I am moving to and I tell him, and he asks if he can look at the same apartment complex. I'm not comfortable with that, but I also can't stop him from doing so. So he does. And today he tells me he got approved. There's over 400 units in this complex, and he's going to be in the building right next door. I'm crushed. I've signed a lease, but haven't paid a deposit yet. But I feel violated. And he says, it is not a big deal. And we won't see each other. He's going to be my freaking neighbor. I'm at a loss for words. I just want my own space. This was my space. My time for independence. And I feel like he's taking that away from me. What do I do? Okay, so, congrats on getting your own place. And on getting out of that toxic relationship. You deserve so much better than what he's given you, or what he's offering now. Now, he sounds like an absolute jerk. A capital J with a capital U and 2 capital KS. Here's what I love about your story: you took charge. When you found out he was cheating on you, you broke up with him and ended the engagement. That took guts. That takes strength, and you did it. And now you're moving out. You are gone now, get your own place and live on your own, and you are gone now, be independent, so good for you. Now, his response when you told him where you're moving is just despicable. But I think there's something more going on here. It reminds me of my grandpa. My grandpa is one of those men who always looks for a way to fix things and help people. And he's got a lot of problems himself, including being 89 years old. So if someone comes to him with a problem, he's always trying to figure out how to fix it. Sometimes it's not welcome, but he still does it anyway, because that's the kind of person he is. And I think Matt is kind of like that. You said that you've been living together since the breakup. That tells me that he didn't push you out of the house. He didn't kick you out when you broke up. You stayed there. So maybe he thinks that him getting the same apartment complex means he can come and help you move or be there for you. But the thing is, it doesn't sound like you want that, and you should make that clear to him. He needs to understand that you do not need his help. You don't need him around. You never said anything about him helping you move. You just said that you were moving, and even if you did say you needed his help, that doesn't mean he gets to stay over at your new place or anything like that. Just make sure that he understands that you don't need him. If anything, you want him gone. You want him out of your life forever. And if that's too hard to have that conversation with him, maybe write it down, put it in a card, give it to him. Now, when you say you feel violated, I think that's a little bit strong. Yes. It's weird that he chose the same place, but it's not like he picked your exact apartment. It's a pretty big complex. It's probably unlikely that you're gonna see each other that often. You are both gone now, be busy doing your own thing, and it is very likely that you won't even bump into each other. But if you do, remember that you are not obligated to talk to him. You are allowed to walk right past him without saying a word. If you don't want to interact with him, don't interact with him. Don't even look at him. Look at the ground. Stare off into the distance. Do whatever you need to do so that you don't have to talk to him, because ultimately he is the one who made that decision to move in next door to you. I also love that you're taking control of the situation by posting about it on Reddit. Talking about it helps you process your emotions. Now, whether or not you should move still depends on how much you can afford. If you can't afford to lose the money for the deposit, then I would say stick it out. It's only a couple months, just ride it out. Maybe talk to some friends and see if they know of any places. You could rent or sublet for a few months so that you could give yourself more time to find a place. You're already paying half of what you would pay if you rented a place on your own. So take advantage of that if you can. But if you can afford to move, you want to move, then I think you should go for it. It's not worth staying somewhere you don't feel safe or comfortable, especially if you don't feel like you can trust that person living with. And besides, like I said before, you already signed a lease, so if you move, You're not breaking a lease. You are just breaking your contract with the guy who chose to move in next door to you after you explicitly told where you were moving. Now, the reason why I am not telling you to just break your lease and out move is because that could cost money. You. And I know you don't want that money, but if you truly feel uncomfortable, you feel unsafe, then the money isn't worth it. Your well-being is what matters. However, if you decide to move, make sure you give as much notice as possible and try to find someone to replace you in the lease. I know that might be hard because you just said that you're leaving due to your ex, but see if any of your friends are looking for a place, or put an ad up online. Do whatever you need to do, because you might be able to avoid losing that security deposit. As for Matt, he probably meant well by wanting to be close by, but he's not thinking about you or your feelings. He's thinking about his own. And that's why I think he needs to get a harsh wake-up call. Something to let him know that you are done. You don't want to be with him anymore. And I've got the perfect thing to help with that. Let's see if he's a considerate neighbor and gives up his parking spot. If you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new videos every single day.